Hello, welcome to Discussing Fitchburg Now. I'm your host, Sam Squalia. We are shooting live at FATV from the Workers Credit Union studios, and we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. We have all kinds of guests. We're talking with Crossing Over Sober House and talking about their fourth annual comedy show. Then we have guests from Fitchburg Art Museum coming on to talk about their spring exhibition and all the fun things that they're doing this spring. Then we have author Charles Smith coming on, and the very last is going to be the Forge Theater talking about the new stage production of Lifeblood by Eric Nickender. So now, up with me here, Crossing Over Sober House, we have Tara Rivera, the president of Crossing Over Sober House, and Donald Flagg, you're the founder and director.
Yes.
So great to have you on again.
That video, that promo, y'all just did change that up because that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
that's
the beginning
good.
of the show.
Yeah, I think that was nice. That was new. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, that was pretty bumping.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's how we do it at FATV.
I really liked all the shots of Fitchburg. You know, like the factory and the park and the ice
the railroad.
And yeah, it was a good video.
Stepping up, okay.
We have the best.
Well, I can see that.
And you're talking about Crossing Over Sober House, speaking of good people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So, what do you want to know a little bit about Crossing Over?
So Crossing Over Sober House, you're a men's sober house located in Fitchburg.
We are located, yes.
Yeah.
So we are a men's sober house located in Fitchburg, and our primary purpose is to assist those that want to recover from substance abuse disorder and give them an opportunity and a safe place to reconstruct their lives with some structure, so support, getting them connected to jobs, to resources, and also when we talk about structure, some of them also, you know, with curfews, we do regular testing, just to assure that they're doing the right things, then to celebrate that they're doing the right things, to make sure that the house is safe, and you know, you kind of just get to watch them grow and see them go out into the community. So it's a great, safe place for them to do that, and it's financially a safe place for them to be able to do that as well.
Because recovery is you know, recovery kind of together with a group of peers, as opposed to doing what you always did with the same people that you always did, might not be so beneficial. So being able to have a safe place where you can live with like-minded people and you know, go to the same meetings and
encourage one another.
Encouragement.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting when we talk about that in recovery, right? But if you look at generally in life, that applies. Right? If we want to change our people or places, or we want to change, do things, they say, what, tell me your 5 people and I'll tell you what your life's going to look like. So, you know, these guys have made a conscious decision to take themselves out of those negative environments and put themselves in a positive environment. So that alone needs to be applauded, right? Because how scary could it be to take yourself from what you know to be safe or known to be your life and go and live in a house with complete strangers out of the urge and the desire that I need a new life. And you're willing to do that with people you don't even know. That's pretty brave.
So what does the home life look like at Crossing Over?
So the home life, so as far as the structure goes, we have meetings on Mondays and Thursday nights where we have the guys come together. We focus on a sense of community. We'll talk about their week and their days. We'll have a spiritual component on Mondays, and then on Thursdays we have a recovery component where we have a plethora of speakers come in. One of your authors, what was his name again?
Charles Smith.
He's coming to the house.
Nice.
Charles is coming to the house. Thanks for having him come tonight. So things like that. Anytime we can expose them to new people. All the guys work. So they're up and working, they're out in the day, and so if you came to the house during the day, there'd probably be nobody there.
Yeah.
And then they're all coming in the evening time and, you know, coming home doing their dinners. You know.
So they're required to work and pay rent, but for those situations where they're still looking for employment or maybe they're falling a little behind, you do fundraisers to be able to support those individuals.
Yes, absolutely. So we started the fundraiser, what?
This is our 4th annual comedy show this year.
4th annual comedy show, and this year it is at Crossroads Community Church.
Yes, they were letting us have it there. And so you talked about something really interesting about a lot of them are financially challenged right when they come out of that a moment of either a detox or getting reacclimated in from the prison population. Finances is the #1 thing to hit. Well, finances are real for all of us.
Sure.
And so if you don't have a job or if you're not able to have resources or people that can help you, what do you do? And so
that could cause you to fall back into your old routines or cause a lot of stress.
Yeah.
might trigger some emotions.
Yeah, and they're not ready to handle that. So, you know, the support from the community and amazing people like yourself to give us an opportunity to put on these events, those resources provide that for them, to give them that cushion to 30 days usually to get in. But it also, like you said, if a guy's working part-time and he's got a part-time job and it falls out, but he's doing all the right things, Sam, we have the ability to say, hey, we got you this month.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful feeling to be able to do that.
It's nice. So let's talk about the comedy show.
Yes, let's talk about the party. Come on.
So the fourth annual
Yes.
Crossing Over Sober Home comedy show is Saturday, April 4th at Crossroads Community Church.
That's right.
We have a flyer. Do you have the big flyer? Yeah.
Yeah, there
Can you
it
put
is.
that on the main screen there?
Boom, there it is.
So comedian John Feltz is coming. He's a
Yes.
clean comedian.
Yes.
Comedian.
Clean
Imagine that.
comedian. And he goes on at 7 p.m. or the show starts at 7
That's
p.m.
right.
But at 5:30 to 6:30, there's a resource fair.
That's right.
With all kinds of vendors that support sobriety and those kinds of inspirational purposes.
The resource fairs is probably, I mean, not that I don't love the comedy show, but the resource fair is one of my favorite parts of the event, because I think for us it's really important to get resources out to the community and let people know that there's help out there. So we have a variety of resources that are going to be there, from Gamma and Gardner to Alyssa's Place to Restoration Recovery Center here in Fitchburg. Clean Slate will be there. CTC will be there.
CTC is?
Now I know you're gonna, it's on Airport Road in Fitchburg.
Oh, okay. They just changed their name.
They did, and so
yeah.
I'm forgetting now what CTC stands for. but,
Compassionate.
Comprehensive Treatment Center.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Took me a minute.
They just, because there used to be something else.
Cabot-Opco.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what they changed
Yes,
it to?
Comprehensive Treatment Center, I think is what it is.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but CTC.
CTC on Airport Road.
CTC.
That's what we're going with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And also, you know, Recovery Centers of America will have a table there as well. Project Redemption is going to be there, which is a very cool project that we did with, in collaboration with Veronica Patty, who's a local photographer, and AED Foundation. And what they did was they took a bunch of photographs of folks that were living in recovery, and then they put them on display, kind of like, you know, you would at a museum, and just to show what the faces of recovery look like, to get an idea and to help break the stigma that it affects everybody.
Yeah,
it's not just
it's
one
not just
class of
one type
people.
of person. It's everyone.
Yeah.
It's all your neighbors.
It is, it is, and
Yeah.
we both were part of that project. So whenever we have an event, we try to include Project Redemption, so that people have an idea of it's not a one-size-fits-all. It really does affect everybody. So Project Redemption will be there. Really excited about that. And we're still adding vendors and resources as time goes on.
So you can go to crossingoversoberhouse.com to if you want to reach out for more information. If you want to be a vendor,
That's right.
If you want to be a sponsor.
Yeah, sponsors
Still
are
looking
great.
for sponsors.
So we have a short promo video that Victor created.
Oh, our man Victor. This will be the first time
our
I've
man
seen
Victor,
it.
Yeah, and so we have comedian John Feltz.
That's right.
And then you also have guest speaker Maria Milagros,
Yes.
who will be who's featured in the promo video.
If you guys haven't heard her speak.
Oh yeah, she's
she's
fantastic.
She's
Yes.
amazing.
So let's play that now.
Yeah, let's see that video. Where is it? Where we go?
It freaks me out when I see him outside of church. Does that ever happen to you guys? I don't know. You can say it. He's not looking. He's looking up here. You can. I saw my pastor at Target once, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's here. Oh my gosh, he's.
I remember once, about 5 years ago, we were in the car on the highway on our way to meet her father so they could have their weekend visit.
To run more, and I don't like running. He goes, no, you're just doing it wrong. You just have to run so much that you get a runner's high. If you run enough, you get the ability to have a runner's high. So do you also get the ability to tell lies?
Our eyes met on a chance meeting one evening as I happened upon a mirror. Fresh from an exfoliating scrub, skin and now vision renewed to the wound that awaited me.
Yep, so there it is. The Crossing Over Sober House, 4th annual comedy night, Saturday, April 4th. Tickets are $20.
$20.
And we can buy tickets at the door, or we can
Absolutely.
buy them. You can buy them right on the Eventbrite
Correct.
link on
That's
your
right.
website or on your Facebook.
Yep. You can buy them there. Also, we're going to have resources there too, as far as a raffle.
Yep.
I believe we're going to have a raffle. American Ink is going to have shirts. He's going to be printing up shirts, so they're going to be doing shirts and sweatshirts. So there's going to be all kinds of things to purchase there too. So be prepared for that, because
that's the screen printing on Bemis Road?
Yes.
Oh, great.
He always helps us.
Yes, he's amazing.
He's done our dog park t-shirts.
Oh, he's just an amazing guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he's good to have in the community.
A good support to Crossing Over.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what the funds that will be raised for this comedy show, what do those funds support? They support the men in recovery. How do they support the men in recovery?
So as we spoke earlier, we provide not only just the day-to-day operations, but it gives us the resources to be able to help a gentleman out. So let's say a first guy coming into the house is $600. That covers them for the month. That covers all their gas, their heating, the Wi-Fi, the electricity, their cable, their bedding, all the things that you need to live in a house. That is provided for. The only thing that they have to provide for is their own food. We cover everything else. And so that gives him an opportunity to have that place where a lot of the day-to-day life things that we take for granted every day are provided for. And one of the most beautiful things I think people take for granted is that when they live in that community, and you live in a house with people, if somebody doesn't come up with their portion of the rent, generally that affects everybody in the house, right? If we are all living together. But the great gift about these resources is if there's one of us or all of us are living in a house and one of us happens to come up short, it doesn't affect the rest of them.
Right. You have this cushion.
Yeah,
that you can provide.
Yeah, that you can provide. And so it provides a set of safety that as long as I'm doing the right thing and working my recovery and focused on my life and trying to have a job, I'm not negatively impacted by a poor decision at this moment of my life.
Right.
I'm in a safe place, and that's priceless.
That's nice. So you can buy your ticket even if you can't make it.
That's right.
At crossingoversoberhouse.com.
Yes.
And then you can support their mission and what they're doing. And if you can make it that night, then great. You can just show your ticket right at the door.
We had a lot of people buy tickets and say donate them, and we did. We donated over 50 to 60 tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
We like to do donations to other local sober houses and programs where other people are in recovery, just to show them that you can go out and have fun. There's life after getting sober. So that's really important. And I love to. That's one of my favorite things is to be able to invite a whole house out to come and enjoy a night of recovery with people.
And this is clean comedy, so you can bring the family.
Bring family. Yeah. Yes, it's a family-friendly event.
Trusted Comedians is where he's from. That's the.
So you can trust that it will be clean.
All right, great. Anything we didn't mention that you want to close with?
No, I think you did it well. I just want to say I want to appreciate everybody. I want to appreciate the city, the support that we got, the love that we're getting. The donations that are coming in, it's creating an opportunity for us to even maybe look at a bigger place and be able to just do better things with the community. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for always having us. I've been a famous, I say famous because you are famous out here.
You are.
So yeah, but amazing support. So thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Donald, and thank you, Tara, for everything you do.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to take a short break, and then we're going to be up with Fitchburg Art Museum.
Chess Chat is the only television program in the United States that presents chess in the way we do it. We try to be entertaining, we try to actually inform, educate our viewers as far as the world of chess, which is a fascinating world. If more people took up chess, and especially young players, they would actually be exposed to critical thinking, learning logic. I mean, I think this is very valuable for especially youngsters, at early age, to learn to be critical in their thinking, because I want to let people know that chess is a fantastic game, but it's also an art, it's a science, it's a sport. The world of chess has a wealth of information about chess. We could go on forever talking about chess players, chess events. I and my co-host will never run out of material for Chess Chat.
The people that I interview motivate me. And there are days that I might be very tired from working my real estate all day, and I think, oh, do I really want to do this? And I walk in here, and the lights and the camera come on, and I meet wonderful people, and voila, I'm motivated. People often ask me, 37 years, haven't you run out of interesting topics or interesting people? And there are so many interesting people. And I love spotlighting someone who hasn't gotten the recognition that I think they deserve. Your function as an interviewer is not to editorialize your opinions, but to draw other people out and ask the right questions that you'll get more and more from them. I'm still hanging in there after nearly 38 years. We're almost up to 38, so they'll have to kick me out because I'm not quitting.
I am here with members of the Fitchburg Art Museum, Jesse Olson, the Membership and Events Manager, and we have Marjorie Rawl. You are the new Curatorial Fellow at Fitchburg Art Museum.
I am, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what is the role of the Curatorial Fellow?
So my main role is to assist our fabulous curator, Dr. Lisa Crossman. So I'm basically her right-hand woman in helping to make sure these exhibitions happen. So I help her come up with ideas for exhibitions and executing from that point onward. Yeah, and getting the art into the museum and up on the walls.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you get to see all the new exhibitions before they go up and how to plan for them going up, and then actually put them up.
Yeah.
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 And then Jesse, you get to plan the events around that.
Yes, a lot of events. We have everything from openings to next week we have the Steampunk Masquerade, and then we have Art in Bloom coming up at the end of April. So there's quite a lot that we do.
My very favorite thing is Art in Bloom because it mixes an event and the community and the art museum.
Yes.
And flowers.
Yes.
I mean, it's just everything you'd ever want.
And I think this year will be very interesting because we're interpreting one of our mummies, and the spring exhibition is full of color and has so much variety. I think it'll be a very fun new bunch of interpretations. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yes.
Can we pull up some of the pictures from the Fitchburg Art Museum? Oh, this one looks like it would be really cool to make into flowers.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, now what is this one? This is the newest exhibit that just opened in early February. Can we throw this up on the main screen? Thank you.
Yeah, so this is part of the exhibition After Spiritualism, Loss and Transcendence in Contemporary Art. And it's a show that features 15 different contemporary artists that are focusing on ideas of loss and grief and really how to transcend that through art. And so this particular installation is by an artist named Maria Molteni. And the sunflower that you see on the wall is a sort of spiritualist symbol. And so she combines iconography from spiritualism and the Bauhaus, which is a German art school. But you can sit at the table and look into a stereoscope and look at stereographs, so an image actually becomes 3D once you use the stereoscope.
So you can interact with the art
this
piece,
in particular is one of the more interactive pieces of the show. Yeah.
And what is this? Is this walking down the hallway to the...
This is from another exhibition. We have a lot of exhibitions open right now. This is from our show of Winslow Homer wood engraving. So this is downstairs. And it's a show that features 46 wood engravings by the artist, well-known artist, Winslow Homer.
Is in the Anson Gallery?
Yes, it is.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Wood engravings? These are wood?
They're wood engravings, so it would be carved on the surface of wood and then printed on paper, but these are actually from newspaper. So 1960 century publications like Harper's Weekly, Appleton's Journals, and they would have been circulated throughout the U.S. In the mid-19th century.
And actually that process will be demonstrated more or
yes,
less on
May 7th.
On our May 1st Thursday.
Yeah. A wood engraver from New Hampshire is coming, and he will demonstrate the wood engraving process in the galleries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So is that from 3 to 7 p.m.
Yes.
The first Thursday?
Yeah, well, first Thursday is from 12 to 7, but the activities are from 3 to 7. So,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and the art museum is open for free.
Yes.
On the first Thursdays of the month from
Yes.
12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes, yes.
So if you want to get in, if you're not already a member,
Right,
which,
right.
you know, who isn't already a member? I don't know. But you can get in there for free.
Yes, and also through June, the Fitchburg Farmers Market is there, and our education department regularly has an art activity for kids and kids at heart. So there's lots to do, and you can see the museum in a different light. So yeah, definitely come on a first Thursday.
And you can go to the website to see all the events.
Yes. Yes, it's it's on our Facebook page, but also there is on the FitchburgArtMuseum.org, there is an upcoming events page, and on the homepage you'll see some of the highlights of the big events that are coming up.
Like the Steampunk
Like the
Masquerade.
Steampunk Masquerade.
Can we throw up the picture for the Steampunk Masquerade? Do you see that one there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is March 14th, Saturday night at the museum.
A week from Saturday.
And you're encouraged to dress like your favorite steampunk flair. Like
yes.
Which is... what is steampunk? Victorian kind of industrial?
I think because we've tried to test around different definitions, but I think one of the best ones I heard was, imagine if you lived in the 1800s, traveled into the future, and then had to go back to the 1800s and rebuild the future with the technology you had in the 19th century.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, so
like a futuristic sci-fi Victorian era.
Yeah, Jules Verne is probably the best image you can think of, like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, because the octopus is actually considered the mascot of steampunk. So you may or may not see some octopus in our menu.
Some octopi?
Yep, and in our decorations. So yeah, and lots of gears and mechanical. It's kind of a fantasy alternative history. But we chose it because it is this 19th century fantasy, and it loosely connects to the spiritualism element of our spring show.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a fun time.
It's a very fun time.
There's going to be food. There's going to be a bar.
Yes, Finicky Fork is catering. They have a fantastic themed menu.
Yum.
Yep, a pseudo-Victorian food, and then we have some themed cocktails that this year we decided to name our cocktails after famous Fitchburg Victorians.
The Eleanor Norcross.
There's an Eleanor Norcross, there's a Benjamin Snow, and there's an Ivor Johnson mocktail. So
the mocktail.
Yeah, it's a mocktail because we want everyone to enjoy it. Yeah.
Perfect for our Crossing Over Sober House friends.
Yes, absolutely.
It's good for everyone.
Yes, and there will be there's going to be a raffle for a Red Sox package, and then there is kind of a tarot treasure hunt. So if people can find a tarot, if you find a tarot,
that seems very spiritualism-esque.
Yes, if you find a tarot card somewhere in the museum, we have 2 readers who will be circulating, and they'll interpret it for you. And see what your fortune is.
And so what are the tickets to get to the steampunk? Can we still buy tickets?
You can still buy tickets. You can buy them online through our website. You can go to our Facebook event and find the link there. They are $50 per person, but they're also available at the door. So.
Oh, at the door also?
Yeah.
So we don't want to commit in advance.
Well, we want you to commit. Please do, because it is we are selling tickets.
So that you know how much food to buy and everything.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's going to be a really fun night, and see the museum transform and see some of the staff decked out in steampunk gear. So I think that'll be a lot of fun.
So get your bustles and your little top hats.
Yeah, the little fascinators and
your
goggles.
Little goggles.
Yeah, yeah, or military
velvet
jackets.
Boots.
Yeah,
military jackets.
Fishnets.
Fishnet. Yeah, get all those ready.
Yes. Yeah, so it'll be a fun night.
Oh, so what is this? Can you put this up on the screen? What is going on here?
Oh, on Sunday we are having the Radius Ensemble. They're doing a concert in our Anson Gallery. So
Sunday, March 15th?
March 8th. March 8th. So this coming up Sunday. And if you go to the Facebook event, there's a ticket link for there.
The Radius Ensemble.
Yes, the Radius Ensemble.
Ooh, looks good. Look, there's some kind of weird wood instrument there,
Yeah,
huh?
I think it's an oboe. I can't
Oboe?
tell.
An oboe?
It might be. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So yeah, they're coming in and using the space, and it's always nice to have music because it comes in the Ensign Gallery and kind of wafts up to the galleries upstairs. So
That's really the great thing about the events at the Art Museum. There's often food,
Yes.
and there's often drink, and there's
Yes.
often music.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know, you can go to the museum anytime and have a nice quiet reflection, or you can go during an event and have a drink
Yes.
and listen to music and eat some food.
And then go see the art and see if your perception changes a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what do we have here? What is this?
That looks like Hidden Treasures. So, but it might be during Art in Bloom. So that Hidden Treasures is our monthly program for people with Alzheimer's and their caregivers. And so every second Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. And we do require reservations, but it's a great program because they incorporate art and music to help people with memory loss go through the museum and experience art.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a nice program.
Yes.
Hidden Treasures.
Hidden
the
Treasures.
second Thursday.
Second
at 1
Thursday,
p.m.
except during Art in Bloom, we move it to the end of the month so that they can enjoy
And
Art
you
in
can
Bloom.
see that schedule at fitchburgartmuseum.org.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is a great website. Shows you everything that's going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all our exhibits and all our events are on the website. And
So how long does the new spiritualism exhibition run to?
It's up until June 7th, so there's lots of time. And actually on June 7th, we're doing a closing. Usually we do a closing tour, but this time we're doing a closing ceremony in light of the ritual sort of context of spiritualism. And we have an artist who part of her installation is that visitors can leave messages to sort of past loved ones or sort of anyone in the beyond that they'd like to leave messages to. And then on closing day on June 7th, we will sort of set them afire in our courtyard as a sort of send-off and a closing ceremony for the exhibition. Nice. So that's happening on June 7th.
Right.
Yeah. Lots of interactive
exhibits in the spiritualism
show. Yes. It's a show about loss and grief, but it's very colorful, very interactive. And
it's all a part of life.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and then after this show, we go into our regional show too.
The regional show, yes.
So the 88th?
85th.
85th?
Yes.
85th?
Yes.
I was skipping ahead.
Yes, and the online registration is up, so if you're interested.
So you can register right now for the regional art show, which is like 22 approximately communities around our area.
Any community within 30 miles.
Within 30 miles.
Within 30 miles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of towns.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's always one of the good ones.
Yes.
And that runs in the summer.
Yes.
Yes. The deadline to register is May 18th, and then the show will go up June 26th.
So register now for the 85th Regional Exhibition of Art and Craft.
Yes, you got it.
At the Fitchburg Art Museum.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you can do that at fitchburgartmuseum.org.
Yes, you can. Yes, everything.
Yes, you can.
All right, great. Thank you guys for coming on and talking to us about my favorite museum in the whole world.
Thank you, Sam.
Ours too.
Yeah. Anything else that you'd like to say?
I think so.
Well, just come. If anybody wants, we do have a few slots left. If people want to interpret for Art in Bloom, we do open it up to the public. So,
for the Laurelwood.
Laurelwood Garden Club is our partner, but if somebody is interested in trying, you can come to our front desk and look at the book and see what is left. So,
if you are good at flower arranging. Art in Bloom is just the best thing ever. You look at the art and you interpret it with a flower arrangement. It's the coolest thing ever. So definitely think about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
for coming on. And we are going to take a short break so you can leave your TV and go get a snack and then come back in a minute and we will be back with Charles Smith, the author, and we'll talk about, he's an Army veteran and he'll talk about his life experiences. Hi, Sam Squalia here with Donald Flagg, the founder and director of Crossing Over Sober House, talking about the comedy night, the 4th annual comedy night that's happening Saturday, April 4th at Crossroads Community Church. Donald, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, this is our 4th annual comedy show. John Feltz is coming out. Obviously, this event is for bringing awareness and shattering the stigma of addiction. It's our 4th one. A lot of the proceeds go to creating scholarships for men that have that opportunity, give them a chance to come out and start their new life and their new journey. But it's a great time.
Yeah. So it's a good, clean comedy fun with comedian John Feltz, who was your first comedian for the first annual.
Yes, he was our first official comedian, and he was so great the first time we gave him a call. And we asked him to come out again, and he was super excited to do it. So he's flying in the day before, and we're going to get to spend some time with him, and he's going to do the event. It's going to be a great time.
Nice. All right. So the event is Saturday, April 4th. Tickets are $20, and you can buy them right at crossingoversoberhouse.com, or you'll have tickets at the door, right?
Absolutely. You can be able to get them at door. There's also going to be raffles there. So for people who want to get raffles, we're going to have shirts and stuff to sell. So bring some cash if you want to buy anything or purchase anything, because the last year, we didn't tell anybody, and they were like, we don't have any cash. Everybody only had debit cards. So yes, if you
So there'll be a resource fair from 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. where you can buy things or listen to things or see the different services that are available.
That's the big thing.
Yeah, and then the show starts at 7 where you have guest speaker Maria Milagros.
Yes, and you told me that meant miracle?
Miracle, Maria Miracle.
Maria Miracle. Yeah, so Maria is going to be coming out. She's super. I've heard her speak multiple times. Life coach, TED Talk. Got her own book out, sparkly everything.
She's super fancy.
Yes, she's definitely super fancy. So I've asked her to come out, and she's going to open up the show for us, and I'm super excited to have her.
All right, great. Okay, so it's Saturday, April 4th, the comedy night. It's a big fundraiser to support Crossing Over Sober House. And who are the sponsors for this event?
So right now, we got a few sponsors. We have RCA, CTC, and Peter Provenzi, and we do have more to come. And some of our vendors, I need a piece of paper here because I can't remember them all. RCA, Gamma, Alyssa's Place, Project Redemption, Mock, Restoration Recovery Center, Spectrum, more, Clean Slate, and a few others that are going to be there. All great organizations to provide resources for anybody in this area. So if you or anybody you know want more information about recovery or just how to help a loved one, this is a great event to come out, get those resources, and then also have a great time. And you know what else? You can get awesome entertainment without going to the big city.
And you can bring your family. And so for more information, can we put up the number on the screen as well? You can go to crossingoversoberhouse.com, or you can call this number and find out more information about the event and how to purchase tickets. All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Donald, and thank you for watching, and we hope to see you there.
See you there.
Welcome back. I'm Sam Squalia, your host on Discussing Fitchburg Now. Up here now, I have Charles Smith, author, Charles Smith of the Lifelong book series?
Lifelong Experience book
Lifelong
series.
Experience book series.
Yeah,
So you are an Army veteran.
I am.
And your life experiences have caused you to start writing these books.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So how did it start? How did you start,
Writing books?
writing books?
Well, it's funny, the first 3 books were actually programs that I created for places like Veterans Inc. in Worcester, Jeremiah's Inn in Worcester, and some other...
Jeremiah's?
Jeremiah's Inn.
Jeremiah's End.
Yeah, Inn.
Inn.
Yes,
Okay.
Jeremiah's Inn. Yep.
Oh, and is this a
They're in
recovery
Worcester.
center?
They're a recovery center.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And I ran that book called Operation TIP, Trauma Informed Program Plus, which I've had post-traumatic stress since I was 6 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Childhood experiences?
Yeah, I was orphaned by the time I was 11 years old. My mother died of drugs and alcohol when I was 6. Yeah.
Yep.
And the book that I'm giving you guys tonight, this one here, is the first book that I ever actually sat down and wrote as a book. It's my 4th book in the series, but the first
The Lifelong
one.
Experience?
Yeah, yep.
So the first 3 books that you have written, which are available at Amazon.com and also on your website?
Yes. Yep.
Lifelongexperience.net?
Yes, yep.
Lifelongexperience.net. You can see all more information.
Yep.
So the first 3 books you wrote were programs that you reinterpreted into books.
Yes.
But this book you actually wrote as a novel.
As a book, yes.
And so what is this book, Addiction Recovery and Coping Skills Workbook?
Well,
Operation Battle of a Lifetime.
Yeah, all my books have operation in them because I'm a veteran. That operation, Battle of a Lifetime, recovery is the battle of a lifetime. You know, and so that I thought that was the most fitting title for the book, and I put in it my interpretation on recovery, a lot of different coping skills, what post-traumatic stress is, because a lot of people have post-traumatic stress, which lead to negative coping skills like using drugs, drinking, that sort of thing.
So you need to find new coping mechanisms.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it says, in this book, you'll see some of my own coping skills that I use daily, like yoga, meditation, exercise, and a lot of the coping skills in the 8 dimensions of wellness.
Right.
What are the 8 dimensions of wellness?
The 8 dimensions of wellness are like emotional wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, which I call soul wellness. I don't call it spiritual because, let's face it, not everybody is spiritual. But I think we all need to cleanse our souls in order for us to recover, because a lot of us have darkness inside that we've stolen to get what we need, drugs.
Is that like your inner demon?
Yeah. And you need to cleanse that in order to have a successful recovery, I think. Yeah.
Like a nagging voice in your head?
Yeah. And there's intellectual wellness, which is also in your head, but it's, like I'm going back to school now. I'm in human services at Quinn-Sigmund Community College.
Nice.
Graduating in May, thank you. Yeah. And I'm gonna go on to be a counselor.
So how was your experience in the Army?
Army basic training was my detox.
Really?
Yeah, from crack cocaine and drinking alcohol.
So you went into the Army to kind of escape. Escape that.
Yeah, well, my aunt, I was raised by my aunt and uncle. My aunt told me, get out, get a job, and don't come back.
Like when you were 18?
Yeah, well, 20, actually,
Okay.
after high school. And I tried post-grad in Worcester Vogue and only did a year and dropped out of that. And so when she told me that, there was a wake-up, So I went into the Army. I told her, I'm leaving in a month, I'm out. And went into basic training and AIT, which is learning your trade in the military.
AIT?
Which I was infantry.
Okay.
And then I went on to Fort Carson, Colorado, and I was stationed there except for 6 months. I went to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Ooh.
Yeah, and guarded Cubans and Haitians in camps. Yeah, and riot control, that sort of thing.
That sounds tough.
It was pretty tough, yeah. Yeah. And then
So the Army experience really helped you.
I loved the Army. I shouldn't have got out. I should have stayed in for 20 and retired. But if I did, I wouldn't have the life I have now either, I don't think.
Right. So you started writing your books after you left the Army, after you...
Yes, yeah.
Did you do 4 years in the Army? Is that
3 years.
3 years.
3 years in the Army. Well, 3 years active, 5 years inactive, ready reserve.
Okay.
Which they could have called me at any time. Hey, get back, you're leaving.
So you started you started working in recovery after that, after the Army.
No, years after the Army.
Yeah. Okay.
18 years ago, my uncle and my grandfather died of cancer, a month apart.
Oh.
Yeah. And that put me into a deep depression. And then when I was suffering from that, I went into homelessness. And after that, I seen that I wasn't alone. A lot of people were out there suffering. So I decided to help them.
How long were you homeless?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah.
Did you get back into drugs?
No, I didn't. A lot of people ask me that, but no, I didn't. Even when when my uncle and my grandfather died, I tried committing suicide. And I didn't even, when I was in that deep, dark depression, I didn't even go back. You know, I did the worst that I could possibly do, but I didn't go back to drinking and drugging.
Was it hard not to? Was it
I didn't even think about it, to be honest with you. I didn't even think about it. I think because I had so many years behind me at that point, that I just...
Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I was just so down and out that I didn't even think about doing that. You know, I carved on myself.
Carved?
Like when you, I don't know if you ever heard of people being a
cut
carver. Yes, I did that.
Like as a stress relief?
Yeah, to feel something other than what I was feeling.
Oof.
And I did that, and then I tried killing myself, and that's when I became a homeless veteran. My friends that I was living with pretty much said, "We can't handle this," and I was out.
Right.
You know, and
so how did you get out of it and
I
get to expressing yourself?
I went into the VA system, Veterans Administration System, and I seen a lot of different veterans that were hurting just as bad as I was, you know. So then I decided that I was gonna, you know, help them.
Help others.
Yeah.
And so you found kind of a calling in helping others.
Yeah, exactly.
A reason to get up and
and
wake up every day and accomplish something.
Yep. Now I get up at 6 o'clock every morning, do yoga, do meditation. I'm still
Follow
doing
the 8 dimensions of
wellness. Yep. Still going to the martial arts at Gardner Martial Arts Academy.
Gardner Martial Arts Academy?
Yep,
Oh yeah,
Gardner.
that sounds like a good
That's
practice.
a great coping skill. Martial arts is a great coping skill because it focuses mind, it gets you into shape, and they just don't fool around. They don't give you the belts, you gotta earn them. It's a great place.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when did you finish this book?
Last year. Late last year. And then I started writing another book, which is going to be out in a month, the first 11 years of my life. Yeah.
And that's the name of it? The first 11 years of my life?
Well, I'm not sure of the name yet, so
you
that might be the name.
Okay. That sounds pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah. And then I'm also writing a book, and I'm running a program for children. My first children's book. It's about situational awareness or practical awareness and bullying prevention. Yeah.
That's a good subject for today.
Yeah, and I'm running that in a bunch of different libraries, trying to get it into every library that I possibly can, and eventually into the school systems.
So are you writing it and illustrating it, or do you have an illustrator?
I have my brother who's illustrating it for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice collaboration.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be a kid in the book. It's gonna be a robot.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So you can relate.
Yeah, and anybody can relate to him because he's not a male or female. He's not white, Asian, black, whatever. You know, he's just a robot that's having problems with a bully.
A robot that's having problems with human emotions.
Exactly. Yeah.
Learning
situational awareness.
So coming soon, we're going to have a book on the first 11 years, and we're going to have a children's book.
Yeah.
So you've been really busy.
Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm writing a book on changing your life. Yeah.
Will that be another lifelong experience
That'll
series?
be another lifelong experience series. Yeah.
Nice. And so you can follow along at lifelongexperiences.net.
Yes.
And also on your Facebook page, author Charles Smith.
Yep.
Right? So if you search on Facebook, author Charles Smith, then you can find Charles and follow along with what he's doing.
And on Instagram, if you look up Lifelong Experience, you can find me on there.
Lifelong Experience on Instagram. All the social media.
Yeah, I got it all covered.
I got all of it except Snapchat. I don't get that one.
Yeah, me neither. I've never tried that before.
Never thought I was too old for something until Snapchat came along.
Right.
Well, Well, thank you so much, Charles, for coming on and
Thank you very
and
much.
telling us about your book series. And we'll be excited to see your upcoming books. Be sure
Thank
to
you.
let us know. We'll come on the show again and do
I will,
follow-up.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Thank you
All right.
very much.
Thank you so much for watching. We are going to take a short break, and then we're going to be talking with the Forge Theater Lab about their stage production of Lifeblood.
execute in the moment to get that elusive result that you've been chasing. And so that's what's really motivated me, is this idea that I haven't seen my best yet, and I really want to.
They're all the way to the state championship at Gillette, and they won. This huge accomplishment will go down in SUE history. Yeah, a round of applause, they deserve it. We have learned the true meaning of our school motto, love one another.
The sun is out, and so will the brightness of our future when we are officially graduates of Fitchburg High School.
First time others were proud of me, and I was honestly proud of myself.
Hold on to the people you love, because you never really know how much time is on the clock.
Fighters in the line of duty. Now they must once again plan to honor one of the city's bravest.
It's got other kids excited who normally might not have thought they could play at the next level.
Thinking time will run out, and for the first time ever, the Falcons will fly on.
Elderly people who said, I've been waiting so long for this day, you don't know what this means.
And now that Chris is gone, she inherited 400 fathers and mothers.
He's by himself. He's holding him up. He's got the sprint of a lifetime in him. He's coming in. He's gonna hold it.
Curtis White! Curtis White!
Really? Welcome back to Discussing Fitchburg Now. We are here with the Forge Theater Lab, members of the Forge Theater Lab, talking about the new play, the staged reading of Lifeblood, written by playwright Eric Nicander.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on,
Of
Eric.
course. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Samantha DeMamby, the artistic director of the production as well. And we have a play
Actress?
An actress
There's a
in
lot
the
of us.
show, Valerie Schlosky.
That was perfect.
Was it perfect?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
All right, so thanks for coming on. So Lifeblood, this is playing at the McKay Theater.
It's actually at Kent Recital Hall.
Oh, the Kent
because
Recital
it's a
Hall.
staged reading, so we don't need like the full stage for this production.
Yes.
Okay, and so this is March 27th and 28th at 7 p.m. at the Kent Recital Hall at Fitchburg State University.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about Lifeblood. What is this?
So it's loosely based on the Theranos tech scandal out in Silicon Valley. It's about this young female entrepreneur who's created this, what seems to be like a miracle blood testing device. And it's about one of her employees who kind of gets drawn into her inner circle, and a journalist who's kind of poking into this and finding more about it. And things start to unravel from there. I don't want to give too much away because I think part of the fun is just seeing what happens in the story, but that's basically the setup.
A Silicon Valley drama.
Yes, yes.
Yes, about blood testing.
Yes, and it's a love story too. Well, it's kind of
all
a
the
love
good
story.
ones are a love story.
Yeah, yeah.
So Valerie, you play a Stanford professor named Sharon.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Who has some secrets of her own, involved with Petra, who is the Silicon Valley entrepreneur, who has a darker side.
Yes. One of the constants throughout the play is that pretty much everyone has a secret.
Pretty much the constants in life too. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So this is a staged reading. So what does that mean compared to your standard play?
So basically in a staged reading, we have the actors have their scripts. It is rehearsed, so like they are like acting it out fully, but like I said, they have their scripts in hand, like there'll be some small amount of blocking, so some small amount of moving around, but we don't have any set or lights or production values. It's about like people hearing the play and like giving their feedback. So we really want people to come and give their thoughts on the play, like what they think is working, what they love, what they hate, like so that Eric, when he goes to rewrite a script, he knows like what's successful and what's not.
So then that's kind of part of what the Forge Theater Lab does, right? Is kind of help create plays and not just do plays that have been around that everyone does regularly, but create your own.
Right,
Yes.
and that's our mission, to develop and produce new plays. We helped develop a play, The Lowell Offering, which is actually going to be produced at the Merrimack Repertory Theater in April. So if people want to see that, we helped develop that script.
How long ago?
We did a reading last summer. And after that reading, Merrimack Repertory Theater is going to use that script for the full production. So this upcoming March and April.
How cool!
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're developing plays so that these plays can be used for other productions elsewhere.
Right.
Instead of a lot of other plays are standard plays that you've heard of. But a lot of most of the Forge Theater Labs, I don't think I've ever heard of any of them. Is that right?
Yes. That's right. Almost all the plays that we've done readings of or productions, like that's their very first production or their very first reading. So we're trying to give as many opportunities to new playwrights as possible.
Right. And that's pretty fantastic. So how much will it cost to go see this production? 7 p.m. March 27th and 28th.
So it's free. We'll be accepting donations if people want to donate, but it's free. So
that's an easy price.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
It's a very good deal.
It's a great deal.
And how long is the show?
We're still kind of going through the rehearsals. I would imagine it's probably about like 2 hours with a brief intermission, is what I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
2 hours at Kent Recital Hall, 7 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's no cost. And you can find out more information at the Forge Theater Lab on Facebook.
Yep, we're on Facebook, and we also have a website. It's just www.theforgetheaterlab.inc.
ForgeTheaterLab.inc.
And that's INK.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, .ink.
Yes.
I like it writing.
There's a hook.
Yeah. So is this the first play that you've written, Eric, or?
Well, it's the first full-length play that I've written that I've taken this far as having it developed. I did write one before, but it's one I'm not totally satisfied with yet, so it's kind of still, that one's still in development, but this one was far along enough that I submitted it for you to consider to cover in this season. So it's been a really neat process as far as getting to actually hear it out loud and hear for myself what works and what doesn't, because it's such a different experience, sort of just being alone in your room and writing it, and
rather
as
than
opposed to
actually
having
hearing
it be
the
a living
actors.
thing. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so when we have the staged production and you have the audience interactions as well,
Right, that's
then
even
you'll
better.
really be able to
Yeah.
gauge like where to change things.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
So as an audience member, attending this, you're really helping to really better and create all the productions that are happening at the Forge Theater Lab.
And there will be a short talkback session after each reading. So if you go there and you stick around for the talkback, you can give your feedback on what you think worked and what didn't. We usually have someone else do like a quick Q&A and then open it up for questions.
So if you stick around, then you can talk to the actors or actresses.
Yeah, I mean, where else can you have input in that creative process?
Right. Yeah.
That's what excites me about doing this, because I get to be an influence in the creative process.
Absolutely.
And actually, an audience member can come up and say, hey, I really like that. At the end, I really liked what you did. I like that, but why not do maybe something like this? And that's what happens when we could do rehearsals with Eric, because he gets to hear us and our little twist on it, and all of that creative process, all these creative people, because they're fabulous, are part of that whole process too. That's what draws me into doing this.
And especially for experienced actors and actresses and playwrights, directors and producers around the area, from Stratton Players and New Players Theater Guild, to attend this and really share their experiences and their reaction to your plays would be incredibly beneficial. I know last time I saw Valerie was at the Love Letters production.
With the Mayors.
I went to the Dean Mazzarella production. Yes. That was New Players Theater Guild.
That was New Players Theater Guild, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And after that, I was doing costuming for Anne of Green Gables over at Stratton.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Nice. Up next for Stratton Players is Charlotte's Web and Animal Farm, a staged reading of Animal Farm.
And we just did 4 weddings and an Elvis as well.
Yes.
I did costuming for that too.
Yep. Oh, yeah, so much fun.
It is. Where else can you have so much fun doing this? I mean, Fitchburg's fabulous, and this playwriting series got me hooked. My girlfriend was in a stage reading last year, and I came to see it. I loved it.
Nice.
Loved it.
Yeah, and and it's a great addition to our art community, having the Forge Theater Lab, with the new productions and the ability to test productions. Just fantastic. Love it. Yeah. So you want to come? Can we pull this up on the main screen? The Lifeblood. So you want to come see Lifeblood by Eric Nicander, March 27th and 28th at 7 p.m. at the Kent Recital Hall at Fitchburg State University. That's 367 North Street in Fitchburg. And for more information, you go to theforge.ink or the Forge Theater Lab on Facebook.
Yeah, we're pretty easy to find on there.
Yeah. And there is no cost to come see this staged reading. So it'll be a fun night out and a Q&A after the fact.
Yes, absolutely.
And able to be a part of the creative process of a play.
Yep.
Where else are you going to get that?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
There's nowhere you can get
But
that.
at the Forge.
Yes, the creating of a new play that will potentially next year, or the year after, be in a much larger production.
Hopefully, if I'm lucky, that would be excellent.
Well, I'll see, and I'll come be the judge of that.
Good.
Cool. Front seat, I expect to see you there.
Yeah, or maybe the second row.
Maybe. I'll see you anyway.
Just in case. I do like to sit in the front. All right, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about the Forge Theater Lab and the new Lifeblood production. Thank you everyone at home for watching, discussing Fitchburg Now. Next week we're talking about Army veterans and veterans organizations, so hope you tune in for that. And yeah, that's it. That's our show.